Imagine you've never heard about Noah. You've never heard about the flood. You've never heard about the ark. Genesis is introducing him to you for the very first time. How do you think it begins? Most of us would probably expect something like Noah was righteous. Noah was a righteous man. Or Noah obeyed God. Or maybe Noah built the ark. But Genesis doesn't begin there. It says, "But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord." Then, only then, does Genesis tell us Noah was righteous. That stopped me. Because stories introduce people in ways that matter. Genesis could have introduced Noah through what he did. Instead, it introduces him through grace. Why? I don't think that's just a question about Noah. I think Genesis is quietly teaching us how to read the story. It asks us to notice what comes first. Before Noah builds, before Noah obeys, before Noah becomes the man we remember, Genesis tells us how he's seen. Not through Noah's eyes, not through the world's eyes, through the eyes of the Lord. That feels like a completely different way of beginning a human story. Because if someone asked us to introduce ourselves, where would we begin? Our accomplishments? Our failures? Our reputation? Our spirituality even? Most of us begin our story with something we've built. Genesis doesn't. It begins Noah's story with grace. And notice something else. Genesis doesn't say Noah created grace, or earned grace, or produced grace. It simply says he found it. Then the story keeps moving. God speaks, Noah listens. God commands, Noah builds. Obedience matters. Genesis makes that unmistakably clear. But Noah isn't building an ark hoping one day God will finally see him differently. The story settled that before the first piece of wood was ever cut. And honestly, I think we all build arks. Different wood, same hope. Some of us build careers. Some build reputations. Some build this image of being a good Christian. We keep adding another plank, hoping eventually we'll become someone. Maybe that's why Genesis tells Noah's story this way. Because if you begin your story with what you've built, you'll spend your whole life trying to build enough. But Genesis begins Noah's story somewhere else. Before the measurements, before the hammer, before the years of obedience, before everything Noah will eventually become, Genesis introduces him. Maybe that's why grace appears first. Not to make obedience unnecessary, but to keep obedience from becoming the place where the story begins. Genesis introduces Noah before Noah ever introduces himself.